The hallways of Crestwood Academy felt less like a school and more like a silent battlefield. Aisha Monroe stood out like a spark in a snowstorm 17, tall, confident, and unapologetically black. It was her first year, full scholarship, top of her class, fluent in 3 languages, and a regional judo champion. But to the students at Crestwood, none of that mattered. To them, Aisha didn't belong, and that became clearer every day. It wasn't overt at first. It was the way they shifted when she walked by, the way teachers triple-checked her work like she was cheating, the way girls gripped their bags tighter in the locker room, the way boys stared like she was a spectacle, not a person. But one boy took it too far. Hunter Grayson, star lacrosse player, blonde, rich, arrogant, and cruel. He despised Aisha from the moment she arrived, not because she did anything wrong, but because she did everything right. She aced tests, earned praise from teachers he never impressed, and never giggled at his lame jokes like the others. She didn't even blink when he called her scholarship kid in front of the cafeteria. That drove him wild. It all boiled over one rainy Wednesday. Aisha was heading to her locker, earbuds in, music pulsing. She stopped short. A tall shadow blocked her path. Hunter, leaning against her locker, hands in pockets, smirking like a hunter who'd already cornered his prey. Aisha pulled out an earbud. "I need to get to my locker," she said, calm but firm. He didn't budge. Instead, he stepped closer. "You ever hear you walk too proud for someone who's here on charity?" Aisha's eyes narrowed. "I earned my spot. You bought yours with your dad's cash." A flash of rage crossed his face. Wrong move, she thought, but she held her ground. Hunter chuckled, but it was sharp, a warning. "You don't belong here. People like you don't last long in places like this." Aisha stepped to the side. He blocked her again. His tone darkened. "I said, you don't belong." Then he shoved her right shoulder, hard, pinning her against the locker. The hallway froze. A few students stopped, some snickered, others pulled out phones. Drama was currency at Crestwood. But they didn't know what was coming. Aisha stayed silent, her body calm, her breathing steady. In her mind, a switch flipped. Every move Hunter made triggered her training. She didn't just see his arms. She saw leverage, weak points, balance. He shoved her again. "Say something," he spat. That was his mistake. Before he could touch her a third time, Aisha moved lightning fast. She grabbed his wrist, twisted it outward, dropped low, and in one fluid motion, flipped Hunter Grayson over her shoulder. Bam! His back hit the floor like a clap of thunder. The hallway exploded. Gasps, shouts, laughter. Phones shot up, recording. Hunter lay there, wide-eyed, winded. Aisha stood over him, still calm, still breathing slow. "I don't belong here," she said quietly. "I'm the only one in this hallway who earned their place." He tried to stand. She placed her foot beside his ribs, not stepping, just reminding. "Touch me again," she said, her stare cold as steel, "and I won't be this kind." She stepped back. Hunter scrambled up, red-faced, humiliated. The crowd parted, not for him, for her. By that afternoon, the video was everywhere: Snapchat, TikTok, X, even Instagram. Girl flips cocky lacrosse star at Crestwood Academy, hit 300,000 views in hours. The school couldn't bury it. That evening, Aisha sat in Principal Carver's office, but she wasn't alone. Her mom, Judge Vanessa Monroe, sat beside her, radiating authority in her court robes. Principal Carver cleared his throat nervously. "This incident has drawn significant attention." Aisha stayed quiet. Her mom didn't. "My daughter was assaulted in your school, in broad daylight, with witnesses and cameras. I trust you're aware of Georgia's stand your ground laws." Carver swallowed hard. "Judge Monroe, physical retaliation." She defended herself. Vanessa cut in. "Do I need to cite the statute?" No punishment came for Aisha. Hunter, however, got a 2-week suspension, lost his lacrosse captaincy, and had his scholarship in jeopardy. His reputation was shredded. That night, Aisha sat on her bed, staring out the window. She didn't feel triumphant or heroic, just exhausted. Being black at Crestwood meant fighting invisible battles daily, and even winning felt like survival, not victory. But something shifted. Other students started nodding to her in the halls. An Asian girl slipped her a note. "You're fearless." "Thanks." A black custodian gave her a proud smile. Even some white kids whispered, "That was epic." Aisha wasn't aiming to be epic, she just wanted to exist. But Hunter wasn't done. At a house party, amid red cups and thumping music, Hunter sat with his crew, ego bruised, ribs sore, pride twisted. She humiliated me, he growled. In front of everyone. One friend laughed nervously. You got flipped by a girl, dude. Hunter slammed his cup down. No, I got flipped by someone who doesn't belong here, and she's gonna regret it. The air stilled. The real storm was brewing. The Monday after his suspension, Aisha walked through Crestwood's gates, head high, steps steady. Eyes followed her, some with awe, some with fear, some with resentment. Then there was Hunter, back from suspension. He didn't speak, didn't move, but his stare was heavy, cold, calculated, dangerous. Aisha didn't flinch, but her gut whispered, this isn't over. At 3:15 p.m., in the girls' locker room, Aisha opened her locker and froze. Her clean gym shirt was ripped in half, stuffed in a trash bag. A sticky note read, you might know judo, but this is our school. Watch your back, Black Princess. She didn't cry or yell. She folded the note, pocketed it, and zipped her bag. On her way out, she glanced at the hallway security camera and smiled faintly. Aisha didn't run to the teachers or post online. Instead, she met with her mom, Judge Vanessa, and her godfather, Uncle Marcus, a former FBI cybercrime specialist turned private consultant. She brought the note, a footage request form, and the names of Hunter's 3 loyal sidekicks. Marcus leaned back, grinning. They think this is just high school drama? Let's introduce them to federal harassment charges. Aisha was scheduled to speak at Crestwood's Diversity Assembly, a PR move planned after the viral video. Principal Carver stood on stage, smiling like he'd never seen real trouble. Today, we celebrate inclusion. The lights cut out. The screen glitched. A hum filled the air. Then, footage played. Locker room hallway. 3 boys sneaking in, Hunter passing one a torn shirt, another writing the note. Their laughter and slurs crystal clear. The auditorium went silent. Hunter's name echoed like a verdict. His face cycled through red, pale, red again. Aisha took the stage, microphone in hand, voice steady, spine straight. You tried to scare me. You tried to silence me. All you did was expose yourself. The crowd erupted, students, parents, even board members. The fallout was swift. Hunter was expelled, his 2 accomplices suspended indefinitely, and Principal Carver placed under investigation for ignoring prior complaints about racist bullying. Judge Vanessa didn't say, I told you so. She didn't need to. The school board issued a public apology. The local news ran the story. Teen black student outsmarts bully with security footage and legal precision. It hit 1 million views by midnight. But the real moment wasn't on TV. It was the next day in the Crestwood cafeteria. Aisha sat alone, reading. Then a girl from the soccer team, Ellie Warwick, rich, white, and usually silent, sat down. I should have spoken up sooner, she said. You made me braver. A kid from the chess club joined, then another. Soon, her table was full, not out of pity, but respect. She wasn't just the girl who flipped the lacrosse star. She was the girl who flipped the system. A month later, Aisha sat on the courthouse steps with her mom. The school board agreed to new anti-bullying protocols, mandatory equity training, and a student-led group called Crestwood Voices. Guess who was voted president? Aisha didn't smile for the cameras, she smiled for herself. This wasn't about revenge, it was about respect. She didn't just survive Crestwood Academy, she reshaped it. A new girl walked into the hallway, black, nervous, clutching her books. She looked out of place. Aisha passed her, smiled, and nodded. You good? The girl nodded shyly. Aisha walked beside her. Cool. Let me show you where the strong ones sit.